Have you ever wondered if there's a hidden key to maintaining your vitality, no matter your age? Imagine feeling energized, sharp, and at peace, even as the years pass by. Well, today, I'm going to share something powerful that could completely shift how you view aging and well-being. This video reveals not just what you can do to stay youthful, but how you can transform your life by embracing ancient wisdom and natural remedies. As we dive into this journey, you'll uncover 7 sacred plants that have been passed down through generations for their incredible health benefits. These plants are not just about longevity. They offer mental clarity, emotional balance, and physical vitality. And the best part? They're simple to incorporate into your life. By the end of this video, you'll understand how these plants, combined with mindful living, can help you restore balance, regain energy, and even reclaim your youth. But that's not all. This isn't just about the plants. I'll also share timeless wisdom about self-love, resilience, and the importance of choosing peace over stress. You'll learn how to take small steps towards living a life that's not only longer but also richer and more fulfilling. So, why stick around until the end? Because you're about to discover the secrets that could change the way you approach aging, relationships, and your overall health. Don't miss this opportunity to gain valuable insights that will guide you to a more vibrant, peaceful life. Stay tuned, because the answers you've been looking for are just a few moments away. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. At 70, his heart beat with a fierce vitality, a relentless rhythm that refused to succumb to time's grasp. He was determined to prove, not just to the world but to himself, that age had not robbed him of his ability to love deeply and passionately. This wasn't merely about finding companionship. It was about reigniting the flame of his youth and validating that he could still captivate and hold the affection of a younger woman. What began as a whisper of self-doubt soon grew into an all-consuming obsession, a need to give himself wholly, as if this love were his final chance at happiness. In her presence, he felt a rush of youth, a vigor he thought long buried under the weight of years. But as intoxicating as this feeling was, it came at an unexpectedly steep cost. She showered him with honeyed words, her voice a soft melody of praise and tenderness that left him spellbound. Every glance she cast his way, every graceful gesture, every carefully chosen word seemed designed to pierce through his insecurities, filling him with a renewed sense of vitality. He felt alive in ways he hadn't for decades, as if her attention had turned back the hands of time. He treated her like royalty, pouring his affection into every interaction, believing her to be the queen he was destined to serve. But beneath her delicate smiles and gentle compliments lurked a subtle current of control. At first, it was playful, a slight demand here, a gentle suggestion there, all framed as part of a shared game. Yet, over time, these small requests hardened into something more insidious. Her advice, masked as concern for his well-being, began to chip away at his confidence. She'd insist he push his physical limits or tease that men his age needed to stay active to remain relevant. He laughed off these remarks at first, dismissing them as harmless banter, but her words lingered, embedding themselves deep within his thoughts. Her critiques grew sharper, more intimate. She began pointing out his supposed shortcomings, her words cutting like shards of glass. She called him predictable, too slow, incapable of meeting her needs the way a younger man might. Her accusations were relentless, each one a direct assault on the fragile hope he had nurtured. Yet, in his heart, he clung desperately to the belief that his dedication, his wisdom, and his unwavering love would eventually win her over. When he tried to defend himself, his words were drenched in sincerity. He spoke of his ability to cherish her in ways that transcended youth's fleeting energy, promising a love rooted in empathy and understanding. But instead of softening, she responded with mockery, her laughter a cruel symphony that echoed in his mind long after their conversations ended. Each insult chipped away at his self-worth, leaving him drowning in feelings of inadequacy and rejection. Still, he stayed. Love, deep, consuming love, has a way of making even the strongest hearts endure unbearable pain. He convinced himself that this was a test of his resilience, a crucible through which his commitment would be proven. Surely, he thought, if he just held on, she would eventually see his worth. But her disdain only grew, and with it, his sense of being trapped in an unending cycle of humiliation and heartbreak. One evening, after yet another argument that left him feeling small and insignificant, He stood before the mirror and truly saw himself. Staring back was not just a 70-year-old man, but a soul battered by the relentless storm of unreciprocated love. For the first time in months, he allowed himself to see the reality he had been avoiding. He was worthy of more. He deserved love that lifted him, not one that tore him down. With a newfound clarity, he decided it was time to reclaim his dignity. He met her with calm resolve, his voice steady but firm as he told her their relationship had to end. He explained that while he had poured his heart into loving her, he could no longer tolerate the constant degradation. His words carried the weight of a man who had rediscovered his worth, a man who had remembered how to love himself. Her reaction was one of shock, as though she had never imagined he could muster the strength to walk away. At that moment, the balance of power shifted. He felt the cracks of his shattered confidence begin to mend, replaced by a quiet sense of triumph. Leaving her, he realized, was not an act of defeat but one of liberation. As he stepped out into the night, a sense of peace washed over him. He reflected on his life, the lessons learned through decades of experience, and the resilience he had cultivated. Yes, his body bore the marks of time, but his spirit was ageless, brimming with wisdom and strength. He understood now that love, real love, cannot thrive in the shadow of disrespect. In choosing himself, he reclaimed his self-respect and inner peace. It wasn't just a farewell to her, it was a farewell to the version of himself that had forgotten his value. And as he walked away, he felt not the weight of loss, but the lightness of a man who had rediscovered his worth. The days that followed were a storm of emotions, a blend of grief, reflection, and the quiet determination to move forward. He grappled with the void she left, but deep within, he knew that her absence didn't diminish his worth. His resilience stemmed from a place of profound self-respect, a steadfast recognition that his value as a person did not hinge on her approval. This realization was a turning point, an awakening to the truth that dignity should never be sacrificed on the altar of fleeting infatuation. Through the pain, he began to rediscover himself. The experience unveiled a profound lesson. Not every youthful connection is worth the price of self-worth, and true love transcends age, cherishing the soul and spirit, not just the facade. Months passed, and he began to rebuild his life with purpose. He rekindled a passion for an old hobby that had once brought him joy, reconnected with cherished friends who had been sidelined during his relationship, and finally ventured to places he had dreamed of but never visited. Each step felt like reclaiming a piece of himself, a reminder that his story was still unfolding. He found solace in his reflection, where every wrinkle etched into his skin was a testament to a life richly lived, every strand of gray hair a badge of hard-earned wisdom. The mirror no longer reflected the yearning for external validation, but the quiet strength of a man who had weathered life's storms. He learned that aging is not a curse but a privilege, offering the clarity to discern what truly matters. No longer willing to bend himself to fit someone else's expectations, he began to prioritize his well-being, placing self-love and inner peace above all else. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. This story is a poignant reminder for those who, in their later years, face similar crossroads. It illuminates the idea that while love can be a beautiful gift, it should never come at the cost of one's peace of mind. Looking back, he saw the relationship for what it truly was. A lesson, a valuable chapter in his life that taught him acceptance, resilience, and the importance of staying anchored to his principles. To be truly loved by another, one must first embrace oneself, flaws and all. Ending the relationship was not a defeat but a triumphant reclamation of self-respect, a beacon of hope for others that self-love is the cornerstone of confidence and serenity, even when circumstances seem insurmountable. This story is for those who understand that true dignity comes with age. It is a call to recognize that our value lies not in youthful vigor but in how we face life's adversities. Resilience transforms every wrinkle into a reflection of hard-earned wisdom and strength. 5 profound lessons on life and love in later years. Love without compromise. While it may feel exhilarating to connect with someone younger, it's essential to maintain perspective. Love built on illusions can demand sacrifices that erode dignity. Many, like the protagonist, pour their energy into relationships that ultimately fail to honor their worth. Love is not a proving ground for one's vitality but a sanctuary of mutual respect and authenticity. The courage to walk away. True strength lies in choosing solitude over disrespect. Ending the relationship wasn't just a breakup, it was a profound act of self-restoration. Loneliness became an opportunity to reflect, to heal, and to fortify his identity. It was a declaration that peace of mind is worth more than any fleeting companionship. Treasuring life's wisdom. The passage of time bestows gifts that are often overlooked: experience, perspective, and wisdom. Every gray hair and every wrinkle tell a story of endurance and growth. Chasing youth is futile when the deeper beauty of life lies in its lessons and memories. Redefining intimacy. Intimacy evolves with age. It becomes less about physical vigor and more about emotional connection, tenderness, and the genuine care that strengthens bonds. Even as physical energy wanes, the ability to give and receive love in deeply meaningful ways remains undiminished. The power of self-respect. Self-respect is the foundation of a fulfilled life. It empowers us to set boundaries, to demand respect, and to find joy in our own company. By rediscovering his passions, reconnecting with old friends, and embracing solitude, he proved that self-love is the ultimate act of defiance against a world that often equates worth with external validation. This narrative is not just a tale of heartbreak, but a guidepost for finding renewal and strength in life's later chapters. It's a celebration of resilience, a tribute to the wisdom that comes with age, and a reminder that our stories are still being written, no matter how many years we've lived. If this story resonates with you, stay tuned, because what follows could transform your understanding of vitality and well-being. In the next segment, we'll explore 7 sacred plants revered for their ability to enhance energy, health, and longevity. Secrets that have been passed down through generations. These ancient remedies may hold the key to unlocking a richer, fuller life. Welcome to Conscious Wisdom, a channel dedicated to unveiling the timeless truths that elevate health and well-being. Together, let us embark on a journey to embrace life in its fullest form. After her meditation, Maria stepped into the monastery garden, a haven of serenity framed by radiant blooms and the towering shadows of ancient trees. This garden was no ordinary sanctuary. It was home to 7 sacred plants, each imbued with mystical power. These plants, she believed, had transformed her life, just as they had transformed the lives of many who came before her. As she delicately gathered their vibrant leaves and berries, Maria's mind wandered to a tale shared by Master Shen, her mentor and spiritual guide. It was a story so profound that it reshaped her understanding of life, nature, and her place within the universe. Master Shen had once told her, "These plants are more than gifts of nature. They are bridges to the primary energy of existence. Their true power lies not in their physical attributes, but in the reverence and intention with which we cultivate, prepare, and consume them." At the time, Maria had dismissed his words as poetic exaggeration, a whimsical tale meant to inspire awe. Yet, with decades of practice and devotion, she had uncovered their hidden potential, experiencing their transformative effects firsthand. Her body had become stronger, her mind sharper, and her spirit more aligned with the cosmic flow of energy. Now, at 100 years old, Maria possessed the vitality of youth and the wisdom of a century. Returning home with her morning harvest, she felt an overwhelming sense of purpose. Today, she would begin passing this sacred knowledge to her granddaughter, Rosa. She knew Rosa might meet her teachings with skepticism. Youth often clings to doubt, but Maria trusted in the plant's power and the stories that carried their wisdom through generations. Just as she prepared the first infusion, a blend of emerald leaves and fragrant blossoms, Maria heard the rumble of a taxi approaching down the gravel road. Setting her teacup aside, she went to greet Rosa, who stepped out with an air of exhaustion. Dark circles under her eyes betrayed sleepless nights, and her shoulders sagged under the weight of modern life's demands. Maria beamed warmly and exclaimed, "Rosa, you're here at last. You look wonderful, my dear. But tell me, what's been on your mind?" Rosa offered a faint smile, too weary to muster enthusiasm. "Life has been overwhelming, Grandma," she admitted. Maria took her hand gently, her weathered fingers radiating a calm strength. "Come inside, my darling," Maria said. "I have something special to share. A story, a secret, and a taste of nature's treasures." Inside, Maria set down 2 cups of steaming green infusion. "This," she began, holding up the cup, "is made from the first of the 7 sacred plants. Goji berries, also known as the herb of longevity." Rosa sniffed the brew curiously and took a tentative sip. Its slightly bitter, invigorating taste surprised her. "What's so special about goji berries?" she asked. Maria's eyes sparkled as she launched into an explanation. "Goji berries are extraordinary. In Ayurvedic tradition, they're called the herb of enlightenment. Buddhist monks have relied on them for centuries to deepen meditation and sharpen mental clarity. But their benefits go far beyond the spiritual. They're a powerful adaptogen, helping the body adapt to stress and improving blood circulation, especially to the brain. They enhance memory and focus, and they're incredible for the skin, stimulating collagen and reducing wrinkles and age spots. Rosa's interest grew as she touched her face, already imagining the changes Maria described. "How do I use them?" she asked eagerly. Maria chuckled, delighted by Rosa's curiosity. "You can drink them as an infusion like this, add fresh leaves to salads, or blend them into smoothies. And here's a tip. Brew a concentrated infusion, let it cool, and use it as a facial toner. Within weeks, your skin will glow with health." Rosa nodded thoughtfully, already planning how to incorporate this treasure into her routine. But Maria wasn't finished. "Goji is just the beginning," she said, leading Rosa to a lush bush bearing bright green berries. "This plant," Maria explained, "has been cherished for centuries for its ability to enhance vitality and extend life." Rosa picked a berry and tasted it. "Sweet, with a tart edge," she remarked. Maria smiled. "These berries are rich in antioxidants, particularly astaxanthin, which protects eye health. They contain all essential amino acids, making them a complete protein source. And the most fascinating part? They stimulate the production of growth hormone, which helps maintain youth." Maria's voice softened as she looked at her granddaughter. "These plants are not just about health or beauty, Rosa. They are about connection, to the earth, to ourselves, and to the wisdom of those who came before us. By respecting their power, we honor the life force within us all." As the sun set over the garden, bathing it in golden light, Rosa felt a renewed sense of wonder. Her skepticism had faded, replaced by gratitude and awe for her grandmother's wisdom. Maria had not only shared the secrets of 7 sacred plants, but had also rekindled a spark of curiosity and hope in her heart. That night, as they sat together under the moon's glow, Rosa realized that her grandmother's teachings were about more than plants. They were lessons in life, resilience, and the sacred bond between generations. "Growth hormone?" Rosa asked, her eyebrows shooting up in surprise. "Isn't that what some athletes use illegally?" Maria nodded with a knowing smile. "Yes, artificial growth hormone is infamous for misuse and the dangers it brings. But goji berries offer a natural and completely safe way to stimulate your body's production of growth hormones. It's like giving your body a gentle nudge to maintain muscle mass, enhance skin elasticity, and even boost energy levels, all without harmful side effects." Rosa's curiosity deepened. "That's fascinating. How can I include them in my daily routine?" "Easily," Maria replied, her enthusiasm shining through. "You can snack on dried goji berries straight out of the bag. They're sweet and chewy, perfect for a midday pick-me-up. Sprinkle them on your oatmeal or cereal in the morning for a burst of nutrients. They're also excellent in smoothies, blending well with fruits and greens. My personal favorite is goji tea. It's so simple. Just soak the berries in hot water for a few minutes, and voila, you have a soothing, nutrient-packed beverage." Intrigued, Rosa reached for a handful of the berries, marveling at their vibrant red hue. "They're so beautiful. Are there any side effects I should be aware of?" Maria's tone turned thoughtful. "For most people, they're incredibly safe. However, as with anything, moderation is key. Eating too many at once could cause mild stomach discomfort. And if you're on medication for high blood pressure or diabetes, it's wise to consult your doctor before making them a regular part of your diet." As they strolled further into the lush garden, Maria stopped beside a plant with dark green leaves that emanated an earthy aroma. "Now, this is something truly special," she said, her voice filled with reverence. "Meet ashwagandha, also known as Withania somnifera. This is one of the crown jewels of Ayurvedic medicine, celebrated for centuries." Rosa plucked a leaf and brought it to her nose, recoiling slightly at its pungent scent. Maria chuckled, her laughter like sunlight filtering through the garden. "I know, its name in Sanskrit translates to horse smell, but don't let that put you off. Ashwagandha is a powerhouse for stress reduction and longevity." "How does it work?" Rosa asked, intrigued. "It's an adaptogen," Maria explained, her tone taking on the confidence of a seasoned herbalist. "Adaptogens help your body adapt to stress more effectively. Ashwagandha specifically lowers cortisol, the stress hormone, leading to better sleep, reduced anxiety, and a natural boost in energy. Imagine finally having restful nights and feeling rejuvenated during the day. Rosa sighed, thinking of her restless nights and grueling workdays. That sounds like a miracle plant. Maria smiled warmly. And that's not all. Ashwagandha is also a potent anti-inflammatory and antioxidant. It's known to improve cognitive function and may even help prevent neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. How do I use it? Rosa asked, already envisioning ways to incorporate the herb into her life. There are several options, Maria replied. You can add a teaspoon of the powdered root to your morning tea, coffee, or smoothie. Capsules are another convenient choice, especially if you're traveling. But my favorite method is making golden milk. Have you ever tried it? Rosa shook her head. Never heard of it. Maria's eyes lit up. It's a traditional Ayurvedic drink that's both delicious and relaxing. You mix a teaspoon of turmeric, half a teaspoon of ashwagandha powder, a pinch of black pepper, and honey for sweetness into warm milk. It's the perfect way to wind down before bed. Rosa nodded, picturing the warm, golden beverage as part of her nightly routine. Are there any precautions I should keep in mind? Start with small doses and let your body adjust, Maria advised. Some people experience mild stomach discomfort initially, and if you're pregnant or breastfeeding, it's better to avoid it or consult your doctor first. Their conversation flowed as they wandered through the garden until they reached a tranquil pond where delicate lotus flowers floated gracefully on the surface. This, Maria said, gesturing to the serene blossoms, is the sacred lotus or Nelumbo. Isn't it exquisite? Rosa leaned closer, captivated by the flower's intricate beauty. It's stunning. But how can a flower have healing properties? Maria's smile widened. The lotus is more than just a pretty face. In Buddhism, it symbolizes purity and spiritual awakening. But beyond its symbolism, it's packed with health benefits. Every part of the plant is valuable. The seeds are rich in protein and minerals, the roots are a culinary favorite in Asia, and the leaves and flowers have exceptional medicinal properties. What kind of properties? Rosa asked, her interest piqued. Maria's voice softened with awe. The lotus is a treasure trove of flavonoids and alkaloids, which have powerful antioxidant and anti-aging effects. It reduces inflammation, supports heart health, and even promotes relaxation, helping to combat stress and improve sleep. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. That sounds like exactly what I need, Rosa admitted. How can I use it? Lotus tea is a wonderful way to start, Maria suggested. Use dried leaves or flowers to make an infusion. Its mild, sweet taste makes it perfect for unwinding before bed. The seeds are another versatile option. They're a great snack, either raw or roasted. And in cooking, lotus roots are phenomenal. Slice them thin for salads or add them to soups for a delightful crunch. Rosa's eyes widened in amazement. I had no idea the lotus was so versatile. Maria nodded knowingly. And there's more. In traditional Chinese medicine, lotus leaf extract is used to create balms for the skin. It's incredibly effective for treating acne and other skin issues. As the two women stood by the pond, the tranquil scene mirrored the serene yet powerful wisdom Maria shared, leaving Rosa deeply inspired to integrate these sacred plants into her life. Is there anything I should consider? Rosa asked, her voice tinged with curiosity and concern. Generally, lotus is safe, Maria replied, her tone calm yet authoritative. But as with anything, it's best to approach with caution. Start with small portions to see how your body responds. If you're on blood pressure medication or anticoagulants, consulting a doctor is essential before consuming large amounts of lotus. Its properties can interact with these medications, potentially causing complications. Maria paused, allowing Rosa to absorb the information. Did you know? Maria continued. Lotus originates from China and has been a cornerstone of traditional Chinese medicine for millennia. It's revered not just for its delicate beauty but for its profound impact on heart health and longevity. Rosa leaned in, her interest piqued. What makes it so unique? She inquired earnestly. Sage Matri, Maria began, her voice infused with admiration for the plant, is equally fascinating. It possesses rare components like tannins and salvia, substances known for their potent antioxidant and anti-inflammatory effects. But what truly sets it apart is its extraordinary ability to enhance blood circulation and shield the heart from damage. Rosa's eyes widened. "How does it work?" she pressed, eager to learn more. "Sage Mitri works wonders by expanding blood vessels," Maria explained, her enthusiasm growing. "This simple yet profound action improves blood flow throughout the body, particularly benefiting the heart and brain. It doesn't stop there. It helps prevent blood clots, reduces harmful cholesterol levels, and supports cardiovascular health in ways that feel almost miraculous." Rosa's thoughts turned to her grandfather, whose life had been altered by a heart attack. "Maybe this could have helped him," she murmured, her voice heavy with sympathy. Maria placed a reassuring hand on her shoulder. "Many people use it as a preventive measure for cardiovascular issues," she said gently. "But its benefits don't end with the heart. It also supports liver function, helps regulate blood sugar levels, and even has neuroprotective properties that may prevent diseases like Alzheimer's." "And how do I use it?" Rosa asked, her curiosity deepening. "The most common method is to make a tea or infusion," Maria replied. "Using dried leaves creates a strong, earthy brew. If the bitterness is too much, a touch of honey can balance the flavor. Alternatively, it's available as capsules or tinctures, which are convenient for busy days or travel. Just remember," she added with a note of caution, "always consult a doctor before starting any new supplement, especially if you're taking medication." Rosa nodded thoughtfully. "Are there any side effects?" she asked. "Sage Mitri is generally safe," Maria assured her. "However, consuming large doses can lead to nausea or stomach discomfort. Some women might experience increased menstrual bleeding. That's why it's best to begin with small amounts and closely monitor your body's response. And if you're pregnant or breastfeeding, a doctor's guidance is crucial." As they walked further, they reached a clearing bathed in soft sunlight. A plant with deep green leaves and clusters of vivid purple flowers stood before them. "This," Maria said with a smile, "is the sixth sacred plant, black elderberry, also known as sambucus." Rosa's gaze softened as she observed the berries glistening in the light. "They look a lot like blueberries," she remarked. "They do," Maria agreed, "but elderberries are far more than they appear. They are among nature's most powerful allies for bolstering the immune system and promoting longevity." Rosa's curiosity was fully captured. "What makes them so special?" she asked. "Elderberries are packed with antioxidants," Maria said, her voice animated with passion. "Their deep color comes from flavonoids, particularly anthocyanins, which combat cell damage caused by free radicals. This not only slows the aging process but also helps keep your body resilient." Rosa's mind raced with the possibilities. "So it's like a natural shield against aging," she mused aloud. "Exactly," Maria affirmed. "But that's just the beginning. Elderberries also possess antiviral properties. For centuries, they've been a trusted remedy for colds and the flu. Modern science backs this up. Studies show elderberry can shorten the duration of symptoms by days, helping people recover faster." "And how do I use it?" Rosa asked, envisioning the plant's potential in her daily life. "Elderberry syrup is a popular choice," Maria said. "You can take it directly or mix it into tea. Fresh berries are wonderful in jams, pies, and even savory dishes. And for convenience, supplements like capsules or chewables are widely available." Rosa nodded, imagining how elderberry could become a staple during hectic work weeks when colds often spread. "Is there anything I should be cautious about?" she asked. "Elderberry is safe when consumed in moderation," Maria said. "But overindulgence can lead to digestive issues. Pregnant or breastfeeding women and those on immunosuppressants should consult a doctor before use." They moved into a shaded grove where sunlight danced on the leaves of a tree with a distinctive fan shape. "This," Maria said with a reverent smile, "is the seventh sacred plant, Ginkgo biloba." Rosa's expression shifted to surprise. "I've seen these trees before," she said, "but I never knew they had healing powers." "Ginkgo is extraordinary," Maria said. "It's one of the oldest living tree species, dating back over 200 million years. It's often called the tree of memory because of its remarkable effects on brain health." Rosa marveled at the ancient tree, sensing the wisdom it carried. "What does it do?" she asked. "Ginkgo improves cognitive function and memory by enhancing blood flow to the brain," Maria explained. It's especially beneficial for older adults or anyone seeking to maintain mental sharpness. Beyond that, it has antioxidant properties that protect against neurological diseases. Rosa felt a deep sense of wonder, realizing how plants could offer solutions for challenges both physical and emotional. As they stood beneath the towering ginkgo tree, Rosa felt her connection to the natural world deepens. "The earth truly holds so much wisdom," she said, her voice filled with gratitude. Maria smiled, knowing that their journey of discovery had only just begun. "What specific properties?" Rosa asked, her eyes gleaming with curiosity, the spark of interest undeniable in her voice. Maria smiled warmly, the wisdom in her words flowing like a gentle stream. "Ginkgo is a miraculous plant," she began, her tone reverent. "It's renowned for its ability to improve blood circulation, especially to the brain. This enhanced flow nourishes the mind, sharpening memory, deepening attention, and clarifying mental fog. Some studies even suggest it holds promise in preventing or slowing down degenerative diseases like Alzheimer's." Rosa's expression softened as thoughts of her grandparents filled her heart. She longed to gift them the clarity and vitality of their younger years. "That sounds incredible," she murmured. "How does it work?" Maria leaned closer, her voice brimming with conviction. "Ginkgo is a powerhouse of antioxidants, particularly flavonoids and terpenoids. These combat oxidative stress, preserving cells and promoting healing. But its magic doesn't stop at the brain. This remarkable plant also enhances circulation throughout the entire body, supporting the vascular system. It can ease the discomfort of chronic venous insufficiency, reducing swelling and soothing leg pain." Rosa's admiration grew as she listened. "How can I use it?" she asked eagerly. "The most common way," Maria explained, her tone practical yet infused with excitement, "is through supplements. Capsules or tablets with standardized doses are readily available. Most people start with 120 to 240 milligrams daily, divided into 2 or 3 doses. But for a more natural approach, you can brew a tea with dried ginkgo leaves. The flavor is delicate, slightly sweet, and pairs beautifully with honey or lemon. Some gourmet chefs even use ginkgo leaves to wrap fish or meat, infusing the dishes with a uniquely aromatic flavor. Isn't that delightful?" Rosa nodded, captivated by the plant's versatility and potential. Yet a question lingered in her mind. "Are there any side effects I should know about?" Maria's expression turned serious but reassuring. For most people, ginkgo is safe. However, it's important to be cautious. It can interact with certain medications, especially anticoagulants and antidepressants, and it may increase the risk of bleeding, particularly before surgeries. Always consult a doctor before beginning any new supplement. Maria's gaze softened as she reached out to gently squeeze Rosa's hand. "You know, dear, these 7 sacred plants have been my companions through the years, helping me preserve my youth and vitality. But remember, no plant alone holds the secret to a long, healthy life. True Buddhist wisdom teaches us that health and longevity are deeply intertwined with the harmony of our lifestyle, our thoughts, and our actions." Rosa felt a surge of inspiration and awe as her grandmother's words sank in. Together, they walked to the kitchen, the bond between them growing stronger with each step. Rosa realized she was stepping into a world of discovery, of plants, well-being, and herself, a journey she knew would transform her life forever. Maria began laying out the herbs and vegetables on the kitchen table with an air of purpose. "Tonight," she declared, "we'll prepare a meal infused with life and healing energy. A comforting lotus root and goji berry soup, a vibrant goji salad with elderflower dressing, and a soothing ginkgo tea blended with sage and mulberry. A feast for the soul and the body." Rosa's excitement grew as she watched Maria chop and prepare the ingredients with care, her hands moving deftly with practiced ease. "Grandmother, why do you slice the goji leaves so carefully?" Rosa asked. Maria chuckled. "Ah, my dear, it's all in the intention. To truly harness the gifts of these plants, you must use them with consistency and gratitude. These are not just ingredients. They are sacred allies in your journey to wellness." Rosa nodded, absorbing her grandmother's wisdom like a sponge. "But how can I bring this practice into my hectic city life?" Maria's face lit up with understanding. "It's simpler than you think," she said gently. "Begin your mornings with a reflective cup of ginkgo tea. Carry a handful of goji berries to snack on during the day, and enrich your dinners with their vibrant energy. Before bed, soothe your spirit with turmeric and ashwagandha drink. Create rituals that ground you. A moment of gratitude, as you prepare or consume these gifts, connects you to their energy and amplifies their benefits. As the aroma of lotus and goji simmering on the stove filled the kitchen with warmth and comfort, Rosa felt a profound sense of belonging. Maria's voice, filled with love and reverence, wove a tapestry of wisdom that Rosa knew she would carry forever. In that moment, surrounded by the gentle glow of the kitchen light and the essence of sacred plants, Rosa felt not just inspired but deeply transformed. This was more than cooking. It was a celebration of life, a journey of healing, and a legacy of love. Rosa leaned in, her eyes focused intently as Maria gracefully whisked the elderflower dressing for the salad, her movements fluid and serene. The gentle clinking of the bowl was almost meditative in itself. "And what about exercises and meditation?" Rosa asked, her voice tinged with curiosity and a hint of longing. Maria's smile was warm and knowing, a reflection of years spent mastering the delicate balance of health and wisdom. "Ah, yes," she began, her tone firm yet tender. "These plants are incredible in their own right, but their true magic unfolds when they are paired with a lifestyle rooted in care and intention. Moving your body, even just a brisk 30-minute walk each day, can transform your physical and mental well-being." She paused, her hands deftly tasting the broth and adding a pinch of seasoning. "And meditation." "Ah, Rosa, that is the foundation of it all." Maria placed the spoon down thoughtfully and turned her gaze to Rosa. "Meditation is not about doing. It's about being. Start small. Just 5 minutes a day. Sit in silence, breathe deeply, and let your thoughts flow like a gentle stream. No judgment, no resistance. In time, you'll discover a profound peace within yourself, even on the most chaotic days." Rosa nodded, absorbing each word as though it were the key to unlocking a new dimension of life. Later, as Maria set the table, Rosa was captivated by the vibrant array of colors and the tantalizing aroma that filled the room. "It's stunning," she murmured, her voice carrying awe and gratitude. Maria's eyes sparkled with delight. Healthy cooking isn't about perfection or complexity. It's about love and exploration. Once you begin experimenting, you'll find it becomes as natural as breathing. Rosa dipped her spoon into the lotus broth with goji berries, savoring the rich, earthy notes intertwined with a subtle sweetness. "This is divine," she exclaimed, her expression bright with wonder. "I never imagined something this healthy could taste so extraordinary." Maria's laugh was soft but full of heart. "Food is nourishment, yes, but it's also joy. When you truly savor what you eat, your body receives it as a gift, and the healing it brings multiplies." She continued, her voice brimming with passion. "For busy mornings, blend goji berries, elderberries, and a touch of ashwagandha into a smoothie. It's like an elixir for energy and clarity. And when the weight of work feels unbearable, carry a thermos of elderberry tea with sage and mulberry. Sip it throughout the day. It will anchor your spirit and sharpen your focus." As they prepared a salad with goji leaves and elderflower dressing, Maria gently added, "And never forget the power of rest, Rosa. A cup of lotus tea before bed can soothe your mind and prepare you for deep, restorative sleep." Rosa marveled at the fresh, crisp goji leaves and the bright, floral sweetness of the dressing. "This is all so incredible," she said, her voice tinged with both excitement and apprehension. "But how do I know I'm using these plants correctly?" Maria's expression softened with understanding. "That's a wise question," she said, her tone reverent. "Begin slowly, listening to your body's whispers. If something feels off, adjust. And always consult with your doctor, especially if you're taking medications. Some herbs, as miraculous as they are, can interact in unexpected ways." Maria reached for Rosa's hand, her touch firm yet tender. "These sacred plants are treasures. But remember, dear, they are just one piece of the puzzle. True health and longevity come from harmonizing every part of your life. Your body, your mind, your spirit." Rosa nodded, her heart swelling with gratitude and determination as the weight of Maria's wisdom settled within her. That night, as Rosa lay in her modest room at the monastery, a profound sense of peace enveloped her. She reflected on the day's teachings, her heart alight with hope and purpose. Change would not be easy, she knew, but it felt like an adventure worth embracing. Quietly, she made a promise: to honor her grandmother's wisdom and to carry the gift of these sacred plants to others as a beacon of hope and healing. The next morning, Rosa awoke with the sun, her body brimming with an unfamiliar vitality. She rushed to the window, her breath catching at the sight of the golden light spilling over the mountains. Below, Maria stood in the garden, her hands skillfully gathering herbs, her face aglow with purpose. Maria looked up, her smile radiant as she waved Rosa over. "Good morning, my dear," she called out. "How are you feeling?" Rosa's eyes glistened with joy. "Incredible," she replied, her voice steady and full of wonder. "I never thought I could feel this alive after just one day." Maria's laugh rang out, pure and melodic, as though she had always known this would be the beginning of Rosa's transformation. "Come, then," she beckoned. "There is much more to discover, and this is only the start." And with that, Rosa stepped into the garden, ready to embrace the journey ahead with open arms and an open heart. Maria nodded with a serene smile, her satisfaction evident. These plants, combined with proper nutrition and a calm, centered atmosphere, have the power to create truly transformative results, she said, her voice filled with conviction. But remember, the true challenge lies not in the tranquility of this monastery but in the chaos of your daily life. When you return to the bustling energy of the city, old habits will try to reclaim you. It will take discipline and intention to stay on this path. Rosa, her thoughts heavy with curiosity and hope, entered the cozy kitchen of the monastery, where the air was thick with the comforting aroma of dried herbs and freshly baked bread. "Maria," she began hesitantly, "do you think I could share this knowledge with my friends back in Shanghai? Many of them are overwhelmed by stress and seem lost, just like I was before coming here." Maria turned, her eyes twinkling with warmth. She placed a gentle hand on Rosa's shoulder. "Of course, dear. Knowledge is like the flame of a candle. It can light 1,000 others without losing its brightness. Sharing what you've learned is not just an option, it is a responsibility. But remember this, Rosa, every person walks a unique path. What heals you may not resonate with another. Encourage your friends to explore and discover what brings balance to their own lives." Rosa nodded thoughtfully, the profound wisdom of her grandmother's words sinking deep into her heart. Watching Maria gracefully gather ingredients from the wooden cabinets, she realized she was on the brink of a journey that transcended physical wellness. It was a journey of self-discovery, of nourishing both the body and soul and of embracing a life filled with intention and purpose. As Rosa reflected on the days she had spent at the monastery, a wave of gratitude washed over her. She understood that what she had found was more than an elixir for youth or a remedy for stress. It was a way of living that prioritized mindfulness, balance, and harmony. This revelation filled her with a quiet determination. The knowledge of the 7 sacred plants would not only transform her life but ripple outward, touching others in ways she could not yet imagine. Months later, in her apartment overlooking the glittering skyline of Shanghai, Rosa stood by her window, her thoughts drifting back to the monastery. The chaotic sounds of the city seemed a world away from the tranquil mornings she had spent with Maria in the garden. Yet, in her heart, she carried the monastery's peace, the vibrant green of the sacred plants, and her grandmother's love. Smiling softly, she whispered to herself, "No matter where life takes me, I'll always carry this wisdom." She felt ready to face the challenges that lay ahead, confident in her ability to remain grounded amidst life's turbulence. At the dinner table that evening, Rosa recounted the profound lessons Maria had shared. "Thank you for everything, Grandma," she said, her voice trembling with emotion. "These 7 sacred plants are so much more than remedies. They are a gateway to a fuller, richer life." Maria nodded, her eyes gleaming with pride and affection. "Remember, my dear," she said, her voice gentle yet firm, "the true power of these plants lies not in their properties alone, but in how you integrate their lessons into your life. Transformation begins when you choose to live with intention. And never forget, this knowledge is not just for you. It is a gift meant to be shared, to light the way for others." If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. That night, as Rosa prepared for bed, the moonlight streaming through her window, she felt a profound sense of clarity. Her path forward would be challenging, but she was undaunted. The wisdom she had received was not a burden, it was a beacon, guiding her toward a future filled with purpose and connection. Closing her eyes, she silently vowed to honor her grandmother's teachings, to share the light of the 7 sacred plants, and to inspire others to seek their paths to well-being. The following morning, the golden light of dawn spilled over the mountains, bathing the monastery in a radiant glow. Rosa awoke with a vigor she hadn't felt in years. She rushed to the window, marveling at the beauty of the sunrise. In the garden below, Maria was already at work, her hands deftly selecting herbs for the day's meal. Seeing Rosa, she waved and called out, "Good morning, dear. How do you feel?" Rosa joined her in the garden, her face lit with joy. "Amazing," she replied. "I feel like a new person. I can't believe how much has changed in just a few days." Maria smiled knowingly. "That's the magic of living in harmony with nature," she said. "It's only the beginning, Rosa. The real magic happens when you take this knowledge into the world and let it flourish in the lives of others." Rosa nodded, her heart swelling with gratitude. This was more than a journey. It was her purpose. With the lessons of her grandmother and the sacred plants firmly rooted in her heart, she felt ready to embrace the future with open arms, spreading light and healing wherever she went. Maria nodded with a warm, knowing smile. These plants, when paired with proper nutrition, a serene environment, and a mindful approach to life, can create transformative changes. But remember, Rosa, the true test of your resolve will come when you return to the hustle and chaos of city life. It's all too easy to slip back into the old routines that sap your energy and peace. Rosa paused in thought, her brow furrowing slightly. The dim morning light streaming through the monastery's window highlighted her contemplative expression. "Maria," she asked, stepping into the kitchen filled with the comforting aroma of herbs and spices, "do you think I could teach what I've learned to my friends in Shanghai? Many of them struggle with stress and exhaustion, just like I used to." Maria chuckled softly, her eyes sparkling with gentle wisdom. "Of course, my dear. Knowledge is like a flame. When shared, it doesn't diminish but grows brighter. Yet, you must remember that each person has their unique journey. What has brought you healing might not work for everyone. Encourage your friends to experiment and discover what aligns with their bodies and spirits." Rosa nodded slowly, her grandmother's words sinking deep into her heart. As Maria reached for jars of herbs and began sorting them on the counter, Rosa felt an overwhelming wave of gratitude. This wasn't just about plants or health remedies. It was about a philosophy, a way of living that could bring light into even the darkest corners of life. The rhythmic sound of Maria chopping fresh ingredients for breakfast filled the room, interspersed with the occasional clink of porcelain. "You know, Rosa," Maria began as she stirred a pot, "creating a small sanctuary in your home will make all the difference. Even in the chaos of the city, a dedicated space, a quiet corner with a few plants and maybe a meditation cushion, will serve as a daily reminder of your commitment to yourself. It doesn't have to be elaborate. What matters is the intention." Rosa's mind raced with ideas. She could already envision transforming her neglected balcony into a peaceful oasis filled with lush greenery and the 7 sacred plants her grandmother so lovingly introduced to her. "And one more thing," Maria added, handing Rosa a small bowl of freshly picked elderberries. "Keep a journal. Write about the plants you use, your recipes, and how your body and mind respond. Over time, you'll see patterns and understand how to refine your practice." Rosa's heart swelled with determination as she realized she was absorbing lessons that extended far beyond the medicinal properties of the plants. She was learning to live intentionally, embrace the present, and cultivate a life of balance and gratitude. After breakfast, Maria handed Rosa a small woven bag. "Inside are the 7 sacred plants to start your journey. Use them wisely, and let them be your guide. And remember," Maria said, her voice soft yet firm, "I am always here. Call me, write to me, and share your struggles and triumphs. You're never alone in this journey." Tears welled up in Rosa's eyes as she embraced her grandmother, the weight of the moment sinking in. She wasn't just leaving with herbs, she was carrying a legacy of love, wisdom, and a newfound purpose. As Rosa's taxi rolled away from the monastery, she turned to catch one last glimpse of Maria standing in the doorway. Her grandmother's frame, small yet sturdy, radiated strength and serenity. It struck Rosa then, she wasn't leaving Maria behind. She was bringing her spirit and teachings into every aspect of her life. Returning to Shanghai, Rosa threw herself into transforming her life. Her tiny balcony, once a forgotten space, became a thriving herb garden. Morning meditation with a steaming cup of lotus tea became her ritual, and her evenings ended with a calming brew of ginkgo and sage. The once overwhelming pace of city life now felt like a rhythm she could dance to, guided by her newfound clarity and balance. Word of Rosa's transformation spread quickly among her colleagues and friends. Her glowing skin, calm demeanor, and infectious energy became a topic of conversation. When asked about her secret, Rosa eagerly shared stories of her grandmother and the 7 sacred plants. Her passion led to lunchtime meditation sessions at her workplace and even a rooftop herb garden initiative. Rosa became a beacon of wellness in her community, inspiring others to reclaim their peace amid the urban grind. Months turned into a year, and Rosa received a call that brought her immense joy. "Rosa, dear," Maria's familiar voice filled her with warmth. "What would you think about co-authoring a book with me? A book about the 7 sacred plants and the wisdom we've cultivated together." Rosa's heart soared with purpose. "I would love that, Grandma. Imagine how many lives we could touch with this knowledge." Together, they embarked on this new chapter, weaving traditional wisdom with Rosa's modern-day experiences. As Rosa penned the final pages of their book, she reflected on her journey. She realized the plants had given her more than physical health. They had taught her to live with mindfulness and intention. Each leaf, each ritual, and each moment spent learning from Maria had reshaped her into a woman who embraced life fully. Looking out over her flourishing balcony garden, Rosa smiled, her heart swelling with gratitude. The wisdom of the 7 sacred plants, intertwined with her grandmother's enduring love, had become her compass, guiding her toward a life of purpose, joy, and connection. And she knew, deep in her soul, that this was only the beginning. That night, as Rosa settled into her modest room at the serene monastery, a wave of tranquility swept over her, mingling with a profound sense of purpose. The whispers of the wind outside seemed to echo the thoughts swirling in her mind, thoughts of change, courage, and an unwavering determination to embark on a transformative journey. She knew that the path ahead would be fraught with challenges, moments of self-doubt, and the inevitable pull of old habits. Yet, in the stillness of that sacred space, Rosa felt a spark of enthusiasm ignite within her, a vibrant belief in her ability to bring change not only to her life but also to the lives of others. As she lay down on the simple, clean bed, the moonlight spilling through the window seemed to caress her face, a silent witness to the promise she made to herself. She would honor her grandmother's wisdom and cherish the 7 sacred plants, not merely as a secret to youthful vitality and longevity but as a gift meant to illuminate the lives of others. Her whispered vow hung in the air like a prayer, full of hope and unyielding resolve. The following morning, Rosa awoke with the first golden rays of sunlight filtering through her window, bathing the room in warmth. To her astonishment, she felt an unparalleled sense of rejuvenation, her body humming with a vitality she hadn't felt in years. Her breaths came easy, her thoughts were clear, and an unshakable energy coursed through her veins. Rising quickly, she moved to the window and was greeted by a breathtaking sunrise over the misty mountains. The scene was almost otherworldly, as though nature itself was celebrating her awakening. In the garden below, her grandmother Maria was already at work, her nimble hands carefully selecting fresh herbs. Spotting Rosa, Maria waved warmly, her smile radiating a quiet strength. "Good morning, dear," Maria called out, her voice carrying an unmistakable tenderness. "How do you feel?" Rosa couldn't contain the emotion in her voice as she replied, "Incredible, Grandma. I can't believe how alive I feel after just one day here." Maria's knowing nod spoke volumes. "That's the power of these plants, Rosa. Combined with mindfulness, proper nutrition, and a peaceful environment, they can work wonders. But," she added with a hint of caution, "the real test begins when you return to the chaos of city life. That's where the strength of your resolve will be truly tested." As Rosa joined her grandmother in the monastery's cozy kitchen, the aroma of fresh herbs and the comforting sound of sizzling pans filled the air. Maria handed her a steaming cup of tea, brewed from a blend of the sacred plants. "Grandma," Rosa began hesitantly, "do you think I could share this wisdom with my friends in Shanghai? So many of them are struggling with stress and fatigue, just like I was." Maria placed a reassuring hand on Rosa's. "Of course, my dear. Knowledge is like a flame. It spreads light without diminishing itself. Sharing is not just an option, it's our duty. But remember, each person's path is unique. What works for you may not resonate with someone else. Approach their journeys with patience and compassion." As they prepared breakfast together, Maria's gentle guidance infused every moment with a sense of purpose. When you return to Shanghai, Maria advised, create a small sanctuary in your home, a quiet space where you can reconnect with these teachings amidst the noise of the city. A simple table adorned with these plants, a meditation cushion, and a journal to document your journey will serve as a powerful reminder of your commitment. Rosa envisioned transforming her tiny balcony into a tranquil herb garden, a vibrant oasis amidst the urban chaos. The days at the monastery passed swiftly, each moment rich with discovery and insight. When the time came for Rosa to leave, Maria handed her a small, beautifully wrapped package. "Here," she said, her eyes glistening with emotion. "These are the 7 sacred plants to start your journey. And remember, Rosa, I'm always here. Call me, write to me, whatever you need." Rosa hugged her grandmother tightly, a torrent of gratitude and determination surging through her heart. As the taxi pulled away, Rosa looked back one last time to see Maria standing tall at the monastery's entrance, her figure framed by the rising sun. At that moment, Rosa felt as though she was carrying a piece of her grandmother's strength with her. Back in Shanghai, Rosa's world began to transform. Her once overlooked balcony bloomed into a vibrant sanctuary, the sacred plants thriving under her care. Each morning, she began her day with a meditative ritual and a revitalizing smoothie of goji berries and elderberries. Throughout her day, she found small moments to sip on lotus tea or reflect with a calming blend of sage and mulberry. Her colleagues noticed the change almost immediately. Rosa's once worried demeanor had been replaced by a serene focus and a radiant energy that was impossible to ignore. When asked about her secret, Rosa shared her story with a passion that inspired those around her. Over time, Rosa became a beacon of wellness within her community. She introduced her workplace to the benefits of meditation, led herbal tea sessions, and even initiated the creation of a rooftop garden at her office. Months later, Rosa received a call from Maria. "Rosa," her grandmother said, her voice filled with pride, "I've been thinking, how would you feel about co-authoring a book with me on the 7 sacred plants? The world needs this knowledge." Rosa's heart swelled with joy. "I would love to, Grandma. Let's bring this wisdom to as many people as we can." As the book took shape, Rosa realized that her journey was about more than the plants themselves. It was about living with intention, embracing the present, and sharing light with others. Sitting by her balcony one evening, her gaze fixed on the bustling city below, Rosa smiled. She knew she had not only found a path to youth and vitality, but had also unlocked the true essence of life: connection, purpose, and love. Wherever her journey led next, Rosa felt ready, carrying with her the unyielding wisdom of her grandmother and the timeless gift of the sacred plants. As Rosa settled into her seat at the rustic wooden table, the golden hues of the setting sun streaming through the monastery's open windows, she couldn't help but feel an overwhelming sense of gratitude. Each meal here was more than nourishment. It was a reminder of the timeless wisdom her grandmother Maria had imparted to her. These were not just lessons about medicinal herbs or their remarkable properties. They were life teachings, gentle yet profound reminders about intention, resilience, and living fully. Rosa clasped her grandmother's hand, her voice trembling with emotion. "Thank you for everything, Grandma. These 7 sacred plants have been more than remedies. They've been a lifeline, a revelation." Maria's eyes softened, her gaze filled with love and wisdom earned through decades of living with purpose. "You're welcome, my dear," she said, her voice steady and warm. "But remember, these plants are only as powerful as the intentions behind their use. The true transformation doesn't come from what they are, it comes from how you choose to live your life every single day. Share their magic, not for gain, but to uplift others and bring light to the world." Tears welled up in Rosa's eyes as she nodded. Her grandmother's words ignited a deep surge of determination within her. "Grandma," Rosa whispered, her voice thick with gratitude, "I feel like you've given me a priceless treasure. I promise to honor it, not only for myself but for everyone I meet." Maria's smile widened, a mixture of pride and tenderness. "The greatest gift you can give me, Rosa, is to live a life of purpose and joy, to pass this wisdom on to others. Every soul you touch becomes another light in this world." That evening, as the cool mountain breeze drifted through her room, Rosa sat quietly by the window, the monastery's peaceful gardens bathed in the silvery glow of moonlight. She felt an unshakable calm settle over her, a rare sense of clarity she hadn't felt in years. The path she was about to embark on would undoubtedly be fraught with challenges, but for the first time, she embraced the uncertainty with enthusiasm. As she lay down to sleep, she made a silent vow to carry her grandmother's wisdom forward, to treat these sacred plants not merely as tools for longevity but as gifts of connection and healing to be shared. The next morning, the first rays of sunlight painted the sky with hues of gold and amber. Rosa awoke feeling invigorated, her body and spirit unusually light. She quickly rose from the bed and moved to the window, where the magnificent sunrise over the mountains reminded her of the beauty and possibilities life held. Down in the garden, Maria was already at work, her hands deftly selecting fresh herbs for the morning meal. Rosa waved enthusiastically, and Maria's face lit up with a welcoming smile. "Good morning, dear," she called out, her voice carrying a melody of warmth. "How are you feeling?" "Incredible," Rosa replied, her voice filled with genuine awe. "It's been so long since I've felt this alive." Maria nodded knowingly. "These plants, Rosa, are powerful allies. But remember, their magic thrives when paired with a balanced life, a healthy diet, a calm mind, and a grateful heart. The real test will come when you return to the chaos of city life. It's far too easy to let old habits creep back in." As they prepared breakfast in the monastery's cozy kitchen, the fragrant aroma of herbs filled the air, mingling with Maria's gentle advice. Rosa hesitated before asking, "Grandma, do you think I could share what I've learned with my friends in Shanghai? Many of them are overwhelmed with stress, just as I was." Maria paused, her expression softening into a smile. "Of course, Rosa. Knowledge is like light. It grows when shared. But always remember, each person's journey is unique. What heals one soul may not work for another. Be a guide, not a savior, and let them discover their paths." As they worked together, Maria handed Rosa a small, beautifully wrapped bundle. Inside were samples of the 7 sacred plants, meticulously prepared and labeled. "Take these," Maria said gently, "to start your practice. And whenever you have questions or doubts, I am just a letter or call away." Rosa embraced her grandmother tightly, overwhelmed with emotion. "Thank you, Grandma. I won't let you down." The departure was bittersweet. As the taxi pulled away, Rosa turned to look out the rear window. Maria stood at the monastery's entrance, her figure framed by the soft light of dawn. Straight and strong, she waved with a calm, unwavering energy that Rosa knew she would carry in her heart forever. Returning to the bustling streets of Shanghai, Rosa felt a transformation within herself. The city's fast pace no longer drained her as it once did. Instead, she approached it with mindfulness, setting up a sanctuary in her tiny apartment, a space adorned with herbs, a meditation cushion, and a journal where she documented her journey. The once ignored balcony became her herb garden, a living testament to Maria's teachings. Each sunrise she witnessed, each friend she helped, and each peaceful moment she cultivated was a step forward in honoring her grandmother's legacy. Rosa wasn't just living, she was flourishing, one sacred lesson at a time. Over the next weeks and months, Rosa slowly but profoundly wove the 7 sacred plants into the fabric of her daily existence. Each morning began with a serene meditation session, her mind bathed in the quiet wisdom of her grandmother's teachings. As sunlight filtered through her window, she sipped on a vibrant smoothie made from goji berries and elderberries, feeling their natural vitality coursing through her veins. During her lunch breaks, she strolled through the tranquil paths of the city park, cradling a delicate cup of lotus tea. The soothing aroma became a small but significant sanctuary amid the chaos of urban life. By nightfall, Rosa found solace in the calming ritual of drinking ginkgo tea infused with sage and mulberry, a quiet homage to the wisdom of the past. The transformation was undeniable. Rosa's once hurried demeanor softened, replaced by a radiant calmness and an unmistakable glow that seemed to emanate from within. Her colleagues began to notice, whispering among themselves about her newfound vitality and focus. "What's your secret, Rosa?" they asked, their curiosity piqued by her peaceful energy and luminous skin. With a spark in her eyes, Rosa shared the story of her journey and the treasures of knowledge passed down by her grandmother, Maria. She spoke not just of the plants but of the intentional way of living they represented, a harmony between body, mind, and spirit. As days turned to weeks, Rosa's influence at her workplace grew organically. She became a beacon of wellness, organizing meditation sessions during breaks and sharing recipes that nourished both body and soul. Her passion was contagious. Inspired by her enthusiasm, Her boss approved her idea to cultivate a small herb garden on the rooftop of their building. This space became a haven for employees, a vibrant green oasis where stress seemed to melt away. A year after her life-changing visit to the monastery, Rosa received an unexpected call from Maria. "Rosa, dear," her grandmother said, her voice rich with warmth and purpose. "I've been thinking, how would you feel about working with me on a book? We could share the wisdom of the 7 sacred plants and the Buddhist principles of health and longevity." Rosa felt her heart swell with joy and gratitude. Tears welled in her eyes as she responded, "Grandma, I would be honored. This is exactly what I've been looking for, a way to give back, to share what has changed my life." That conversation marked the beginning of a new chapter in Rosa's journey. Together, she and her grandmother poured their hearts into the project, blending ancient traditions with Rosa's modern experiences. The book they created became a guiding light for countless individuals, offering a pathway to balance, vitality, and purpose amid hectic lives. Sitting by her window in Shanghai, gazing at the sprawling cityscape, Rosa reflected on how much her life had evolved. She realized that her grandmother had given her more than the knowledge of 7 sacred plants. She had handed her the keys to a life of intentionality and connection. This wisdom was not merely a personal treasure, but a gift Rosa was meant to share with the world. She understood that this journey was only the beginning, a lifelong path of discovery, growth, and contribution. Smiling softly, Rosa whispered a promise to herself. She would carry this legacy forward, spreading light and hope wherever she went. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment below to let me know that you are still here with me. One evening, as she sat with Maria in the cozy kitchen of the monastery, Rosa felt a wave of gratitude wash over her. "Thank you for everything, Grandma," she said, her voice trembling with emotion. Maria placed a reassuring hand on Rosa's and said, "Remember, my dear, the true power of these plants lies not in their properties alone, but in how they inspire you to live with purpose and compassion. Share this wisdom not for personal gain but for the good of all beings." Rosa felt a surge of determination, her grandmother's words igniting a fire within her. "I promise, Grandma. I'll honor your teachings and help others find their path to healing and balance." That night, as Rosa prepared for bed, the quiet serenity of the monastery wrapped around her like a comforting embrace. She felt a profound sense of calm and a growing excitement for the road ahead. Lying under the soft glow of the moonlight, she made a silent vow to use the knowledge she had inherited not just as a secret for her vitality but as a beacon of hope for those around her. The following morning, Rosa awoke to the first golden rays of sunlight streaming through her window. For the first time in years, she felt truly rested, her body and spirit revitalized. As she looked out at the monastery gardens, she saw Maria tending to the herbs, her movements deliberate and full of grace. "Good morning, dear," Maria called out with a warm smile. "How do you feel today?" Rosa beamed, her joy spilling over in her voice. "Incredible, Grandma. I never imagined I could feel this way." Maria's smile deepened, her eyes twinkling with pride. These plants, combined with a mindful life, have the power to transform, but the real challenge begins when you return to the busyness of the city. Remember, it's not about perfection but persistence. As Rosa joined her grandmother in the garden, she felt an unshakable resolve take root within her. She was ready to carry this wisdom into the world, to nurture its seeds in others, and to let the light of the 7 sacred plants shine far beyond her own life. Together, she and Maria were not just preserving a legacy, they were creating a movement, one act of kindness and mindfulness at a time. As they prepared breakfast together, Maria's voice carried the warmth of wisdom and the weight of experience. She handed Rosa a few more pearls of advice, her hands moving deftly between the herbs and the sizzling pans. "Rosa," she said, her tone both soft and commanding, "remember that your home is not just a place to sleep, it can be a sanctuary for your soul. Create a sacred corner, no matter how small. A table adorned with these plants, a soft meditation cushion, perhaps even a candle. Let it be a space that speaks to your heart and reminds you of your goals, a refuge from the relentless chaos of the city." Rosa's imagination leaped ahead, already visualizing how her snug Shanghai apartment could be transformed. A nook filled with greenery, and whispers of calm amidst the bustling cityscape. Maria continued, her words steeped in thoughtfulness. "And don't underestimate the power of self-reflection. Start a journal. Write about the plants you use, how your body responds, and how your spirit evolves. This will be your compass, guiding you through this journey and helping you adjust as you grow. As the aroma of their shared breakfast began to fill the room, Rosa paused, overcome by gratitude. She had absorbed so much in such a short period. Not just knowledge about medicinal herbs, but a profound understanding of what it meant to live with intention and purpose. Turning to her grandmother, her voice quivering with emotion, Rosa whispered, "Thank you for everything, Grandma. These lessons mean more to me than you'll ever know." Maria smiled, her eyes shimmering with both pride and love. "These 7 sacred plants are invaluable, Rosa, but remember, true transformation lies not in their use but in how you choose to live your life. The plants are guides, not saviors. Your choices will make all the difference." Before Rosa could reply, Maria reached for a small cloth bundle and handed it to her with great care. "I've prepared something for you," she said. Rosa unwrapped it to reveal small portions of the 7 sacred plants, each carefully labeled. "These are enough to start your journey. And don't hesitate to call or write if you need guidance." Overwhelmed, Rosa hugged her grandmother tightly, feeling a deep surge of both gratitude and determination. She knew this path would not be easy, but Maria's words instilled in her a quiet confidence. She was ready. As the taxi pulled away from the monastery later that morning, Rosa turned to catch one last glimpse of her grandmother. Maria stood at the entrance, her posture as strong as the mountains surrounding her. Her figure, radiant with the energy of a life well lived, was an image Rosa etched deeply into her heart. At that moment, Rosa realized she was carrying far more than a small bundle of herbs. She carried a new way of thinking, a newfound respect for her body and spirit, and a profound connection to her roots. When Rosa returned to Shanghai, the city seemed different. The once overwhelming rhythm of urban life no longer felt draining. It was as if she had learned to move to its beat without losing her own. Her previously neglected balcony became a miniature herb garden, her sacred space among the city's towering buildings. Each plant she nurtured represented a lesson from Maria, a fragment of wisdom growing under her care. Over the following months, Rosa began integrating the 7 sacred plants into her daily routine. Each morning, she started with a meditative ritual, accompanied by a vibrant smoothie infused with the antioxidant-rich power of goji berries and elderberries. Her lunches were rejuvenated with moments of stillness, a cup of fragrant lotus tea in hand, while evenings were reserved for reflection over ginkgo tea blended with sage and mulberry. These practices transformed her, not just physically but emotionally. Her colleagues couldn't help but notice the changes. Rosa exuded a calm focus, a radiant glow of health, and an aura of peace that inspired curiosity. When asked about her secret, Rosa eagerly shared the wisdom she had inherited. Soon, she became the wellness advocate of her office, organizing meditation breaks and sharing recipes for teas and herbal infusions. She even convinced her boss to establish a rooftop herb garden, bringing a slice of tranquility to their bustling workplace. One day, nearly a year after her journey to the monastery, Rosa received a call from Maria. "Rosa, dear," Maria began, her voice tinged with excitement, "I've been thinking, how would you feel about co-authoring a book with me? A guide to the 7 sacred plants, interwoven with Buddhist wisdom and practices for health and longevity." Rosa's heart soared with joy and purpose. "Grandma, that would be incredible. I've seen firsthand how much these teachings can change lives. I'd be honored." Together, they embarked on a new journey, combining Maria's timeless wisdom with Rosa's modern perspective. The resulting book became a beacon of hope for those yearning for balance amidst life's chaos. Rosa's voice, carrying Maria's teachings, resonated across continents, inspiring countless individuals to embrace mindfulness and intentional living. As Rosa reflected on her journey, sitting on her herb-filled balcony, she realized that she had found more than just a guide to longevity. She had discovered the essence of life itself, to live with purpose, to love deeply, and to share generously. Looking out over the shimmering lights of Shanghai, she smiled. Whatever challenges the future held, Rosa felt ready. Her grandmother's wisdom and the 7 sacred plants would forever be her compass, guiding her toward a life of meaning and joy. As Rosa settled into the warm wooden chair at the monastery's rustic dining table, she inhaled deeply, savoring the aroma of the meal before her. A wave of emotion swept over her, bringing tears to her eyes as she reflected on the invaluable lessons her grandmother had imparted. The knowledge Maria had shared wasn't just about the medicinal properties of the 7 sacred plants, but about something far more profound: the art of intentional living. Each plant symbolized a life principle: patience, balance, healing, and the interconnectedness of all things. As she held her grandmother's weathered hand, Rosa whispered, her voice trembling with gratitude, "Thank you for everything, Grandma. You've given me more than just wisdom. You've given me a new way to see the world and myself." Maria's eyes sparkled with pride as she responded, "My dear Rosa, the plants are merely tools. The true power lies in how you choose to use them and the intention you bring to your life. Share this gift, but always remember that wisdom is not for personal gain alone. It is a light meant to guide others, to bring healing to the world." Rosa felt a surge of determination swell in her chest, her heart heavy with gratitude. "I promise, Grandma," she said, her voice resolute. "I will carry this knowledge forward, not just for myself but for everyone I can touch. You've given me a priceless gift, and the best way I can honor you is by sharing it." That evening, as the monastery cloaked itself in the soft hues of twilight, Rosa prepared for bed, her mind brimming with thoughts. The quiet serenity of the mountains mirrored her newfound sense of peace. As she lay under the thick quilt, the earthy scent of the wooden beams above grounding her, Rosa made a silent vow. She would not let the demands of city life erode this clarity. The wisdom her grandmother had passed down was more than just a guide, it was a lifeline. When morning arrived, Rosa awoke to the golden light of dawn streaming through her window, bathing her room in warmth and hope. She felt an unfamiliar yet invigorating energy coursing through her veins. Pulling herself out of bed, she wandered to the window, where the sun kissed the peaks of the distant mountains. In the garden below, Maria was already awake, tending to the vibrant herbs with her steady, practiced hands. Seeing Rosa, she waved and called out, "Good morning, dear. How did you sleep?" "Incredible," Rosa replied, her voice filled with awe. "I haven't felt this rested in years." She quickly descended the wooden stairs and joined her grandmother in the garden, where the air smelled of dew and herbs. Maria smiled knowingly. That's the power of aligning yourself with nature's rhythms. These plants can do wonders. But remember, dear, the true challenge begins when you return to the chaos of city life. It's easy to lose yourself amidst the noise and distractions. As they prepared breakfast together in the monastery's cozy kitchen, Maria shared more wisdom. When you return to Shanghai, create a small sanctuary in your home. It doesn't need to be elaborate, just a corner with these plants and a place to meditate. Let it remind you of your intentions and offer refuge when life gets overwhelming. Rosa listened intently, already envisioning how she could transform her neglected balcony into a haven of calm. Maria handed Rosa a small package wrapped in linen. "Here," she said softly, "I've prepared a starter set of the 7 sacred plants for you. Use them wisely, and don't hesitate to reach out if you need guidance." Rosa embraced her grandmother tightly, overwhelmed by a mix of gratitude and determination. As the taxi rolled away from the monastery later that day, Rosa looked back to see Maria standing at the entrance, her figure strong and resolute despite her years. Tears welled up in Rosa's eyes as she realized she was leaving with far more than just a few herbs. She carried a transformed perspective, a deeper understanding of life, health, and the delicate balance between them. Back in Shanghai, the city's relentless pace felt less suffocating. Rosa began integrating her grandmother's teachings into her life. Her once overlooked balcony bloomed into a vibrant herb garden, a daily reminder of her sacred mission. Each morning, she started her day with a cup of goji berry tea and a moment of meditation. Afternoons were punctuated with a mindful walk in the park, lotus tea in hand. At night, the calming ritual of drinking ginkgo tea with sage became her gateway to restful sleep. Her transformation did not go unnoticed. Friends and colleagues marveled at her radiant skin, her newfound calm, and her sharp focus. When they asked about her secret, Rosa eagerly shared stories of her grandmother, the sacred plants, and the philosophy of intentional living. "It's not just about the plants," she explained. "It's about reconnecting with yourself and the world around you." Weeks turned into months, and Rosa's life blossomed in ways she hadn't thought possible. The knowledge her grandmother had entrusted her with not only revitalized her own life but also touched the lives of those she shared it with. Every person who embraced her teachings became a living testament to Maria's wisdom, a ripple of light spreading through a world that desperately needed it. Over time, Rosa blossomed into an inspiring beacon of wellness at her workplace. She infused the office with her newfound vitality, organizing tranquil meditation sessions during lunch breaks, offering her colleagues vibrant, nourishing recipes, and even persuading her boss to transform the unused rooftop into a thriving herb garden. The once dreary space was soon alive with the scent of basil, lavender, and mint, a testament to Rosa's growing passion for holistic living. A year after her transformative visit to the monastery, an unexpected call from her grandmother Maria set Rosa's heart alight with purpose. "Rosa, my dear," Maria's warm voice crackled through the line. "I've been reflecting on how much we've shared. Would you like to co-author a book with me? We could delve into the wisdom of the 7 sacred plants and their ties to Buddhist teachings on health and longevity." Tears of joy welled in Rosa's eyes as she responded, her voice trembling with excitement. "I'd be honored, Grandma. Imagine how many lives we could touch with this knowledge." At that moment, Rosa felt a profound sense of alignment with her life's purpose. Together, they embarked on a journey to blend Maria's ancestral wisdom with Rosa's modern experiences, weaving a tapestry of insights that resonated with readers seeking balance amid life's chaos. Their book became a cherished guide, a lighthouse for those yearning to reclaim energy and harmony in their fast-paced lives. As Rosa reflected on her transformation, she realized she had unearthed something far greater than the secrets of youth and vitality. She had discovered the art of living with mindfulness and intention. The knowledge of the 7 sacred plants wasn't just a remedy, it was a philosophy, a way of being. Rosa's work began to ripple outward, touching lives and sparking change. She saw herself not as the endpoint of this wisdom but as a bridge, passing it forward to create a brighter, more connected world. Gazing out of her Shanghai apartment window, Rosa smiled softly. Wherever life's unpredictable paths might lead, she knew she carried with her an unshakable foundation, the wisdom of the 7 sacred plants and the enduring love of her grandmother. It gave her the strength to face any challenge, the resilience to adapt, and the courage to thrive. One evening, over a humble yet soul-nourishing meal prepared together, Rosa expressed her gratitude to Maria. "Grandma, your teachings are more than just lessons. They're gifts that have transformed me. Thank you for showing me not only how to use these sacred plants, but how to truly live." Maria, her eyes twinkling with pride, replied, "My dear Rosa, true wisdom isn't about knowledge alone. It's about how you choose to embody it, and how you let it guide your actions and decisions. The greatest fulfillment comes not from keeping this wisdom for yourself, but from sharing it with others, helping them find their light." Maria's words stirred something profound in Rosa. "Grandma," she said, her voice filled with emotion, "I feel as though you've given me the most priceless gift. I promise to honor it by continuing to grow, to help others find balance, and to spread this light wherever I go." That night, as Rosa prepared to rest in the serenity of the monastery, a wave of calm and determination washed over her. She understood that the road ahead would be fraught with challenges, yet she felt invigorated by the possibilities. As she lay down, she whispered a quiet promise to herself. She would carry forward the legacy of her grandmother's wisdom and the 7 sacred plants, not as a secret for herself, but as a beacon to illuminate the lives of others. The next morning, the gentle caress of dawn's light woke Rosa. She felt a vitality she hadn't known in years. Rising eagerly, she made her way to the window, where the mountains stretched into the horizon, kissed by the golden sun. In the garden below, Maria was already at work, her hands deftly plucking fresh herbs for breakfast. Seeing Rosa, she waved cheerfully. "Good morning, my love. How are you feeling today?" "Incredible," Rosa replied, her face aglow with sincerity. "I can't believe the difference I feel after just one day." Maria nodded knowingly. The power of nature, combined with mindful living, can work wonders. But remember, dear, the true test of this transformation will come when you return to the bustling rhythms of your city life. The real challenge lies in holding on to these lessons amidst the chaos. Inspired, Rosa asked, "Grandma, do you think I can share this knowledge with my friends in Shanghai? They struggle with stress and imbalance, just as I did." Maria smiled warmly. "Of course, Rosa. Knowledge is a flame. It can ignite countless others without diminishing itself. Share freely, but remember, each person's journey is unique. What works for you may be different for someone else. Encourage them to find their path." As they stood together in the sunlit kitchen, Rosa felt the weight of a profound realization. She was embarking on a mission far greater than herself. This was not just about herbs or health. It was about bringing harmony, hope, and healing into the world. With her grandmother as her guide and her heart as her compass, Rosa stepped boldly into her next chapter, ready to make a difference one life at a time. While they prepared breakfast together, the warmth of the morning sun bathed the kitchen in a golden glow, and Maria's soothing voice filled the space with wisdom that Rosa absorbed like a sponge. Maria handed Rosa more guidance, her words infused with love and care, as she shared how to seamlessly integrate the sacred plants into the bustling chaos of urban life. "Rosa," Maria began, her voice calm yet resolute, "never underestimate the power of creating a sanctuary of calm in your home. It doesn't have to be elaborate. A small table adorned with these plants, a simple candle, and a meditation cushion can transform any corner into a sacred space. This will be your refuge, a reminder of your intentions, and a shield against the city's relentless noise." Rosa's mind whirred with possibilities. She could already envision the transformation of her small, cozy apartment into a haven of peace. Maria continued, her voice steady but brimming with passion. "And remember, my dear, start a journal. Write down the plants you use, the recipes you try, and how your body and mind respond. This simple act will anchor your practice and help you adapt with clarity." Rosa's gratitude swelled as she realized the depth of Maria's teachings. This wasn't just about medicinal herbs, it was about an entirely new way of being, a commitment to live intentionally and wholeheartedly. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 5 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Tears welled in Rosa's eyes as she turned to her grandmother. "Thank you for everything, Grandma," she said, her voice tinged with emotion. Maria smiled warmly, her eyes shimmering with pride and affection. "The 7 sacred plants are a gift. Yes, but always remember this, Rosa. The real transformation lies in how you choose to live, in the mindfulness and love you pour into every moment." Before Rosa left the monastery, Maria handed her a small, beautifully wrapped package. "This is for you," she said, placing it in Rosa's hands with gentle reverence. "A starter set of the 7 sacred plants. Use them wisely, and remember, I'm always here. Call or write whenever you need guidance." Overcome with gratitude, Rosa hugged her grandmother tightly, feeling an overwhelming sense of love and determination. As the taxi pulled away from the monastery, Rosa looked back, her heart aching yet full. Maria stood at the entrance, her figure strong and timeless, radiating energy and resilience. At that moment, Rosa understood she was leaving with far more than just herbs. She carried a newfound perspective on life, health, and the beauty of intentional living. Back in Shanghai, the frenetic city buzz that had once drained Rosa now felt different. With Maria's wisdom as her anchor, she found herself moving through life with a new rhythm, one marked by mindfulness and calm. The neglected balcony in her apartment became her sanctuary, a lush herb garden where the sacred plants flourished under her care. Each morning began with a serene meditation and a vibrant smoothie infused with goji berries and elderberries, awakening her body and spirit. During lunch breaks, she strolled through a nearby park, savoring the soothing aroma of lotus tea. As the day wound down, she prepared a comforting brew of ginkgo tea blended with sage and mulberry, its warmth embracing her like her grandmother's love. The changes in Rosa were undeniable. Her colleagues noticed the serenity that seemed to radiate from her, the newfound glow in her skin, and the quiet confidence in her demeanor. They often asked her, "What's your secret, Rosa?" With joy, she shared her grandmother's teachings, offering tips on using the sacred plants and the profound impact of mindfulness. In time, Rosa became a wellness beacon at her workplace. She organized meditation sessions during breaks, introduced nourishing recipes, and even inspired her company to create a rooftop herb garden. A year after her transformative journey began, Rosa received an unexpected call from Maria. "Rosa, my dear," her grandmother said, her voice tinged with excitement, "I've been thinking, how would you feel about working with me on a book? We could share the wisdom of the 7 sacred plants and the Buddhist teachings on health and longevity." Rosa's heart swelled with happiness and purpose. "I would love that, Grandma," she replied, her voice brimming with enthusiasm. "I know so many people who could benefit from your wisdom." Together, they embarked on a new chapter of their journey. The book, blending Maria's traditional knowledge with Rosa's modern experiences, became a treasure trove for those seeking balance and vitality in their chaotic lives. As Rosa reflected on her journey, she realized she had discovered something far greater than physical health or longevity. She had unearthed a way to live, a life imbued with mindfulness, intention, and an unyielding connection to her roots. The wisdom of the 7 sacred plants extended beyond her, touching countless lives and sparking transformations in others. Standing on her balcony one serene evening, gazing at the vibrant cityscape of Shanghai, Rosa felt an unshakable sense of peace. She understood that this was only the beginning of a much larger journey, a continuous exploration of growth, giving, and discovery. Wherever life might take her, she would always carry the legacy of her grandmother's love and the enduring wisdom of the 7 sacred plants. With this knowledge, Rosa felt ready to embrace whatever challenges lay ahead, her heart full and her spirit unbreakable. Rosa gently lowered herself into the wooden chair at the rustic table, the fragrant aroma of freshly prepared herbs wafting through the air. As she took her first bite, a wave of emotion swept over her, a profound and humbling sense of gratitude for her grandmother, Maria, and the timeless wisdom she had so selflessly passed down. Each lesson Maria had shared over the years wasn't just knowledge. It was a tapestry of love, patience, and resilience woven into Rosa's very being. It wasn't merely the medicinal properties of the 7 sacred plants that resonated with her. It was the deeper, transformative message. True wisdom is in the living, in choosing to embrace life with intention, compassion, and courage. Rosa put her fork down and turned to Maria, her eyes brimming with gratitude. "Thank you for everything, Grandma," she said, her voice trembling with emotion. "I feel like you've given me more than just knowledge. You've given me a roadmap for life." Maria's face softened into a knowing smile, her own eyes glistening. "Dear Rosa, the plants may guide you, but the true transformation lies in how you use them, in the choices you make, and in the life you lead. Knowledge is a treasure, but it only becomes wisdom when shared. The greatest joy you can give me is to live fully, truly, and to pass this light on to others. Every life you touch, every heart you heal, will be a reflection of this gift." Rosa's chest swelled with a powerful mix of determination and gratitude. "You've given me a priceless legacy, Grandma," she replied, her voice steady now. "I promise you, I'll use it well. And I'll share it. Every person I can help will be another light shining brightly in this world." That evening, as the day's gentle light faded into the embrace of twilight, Rosa retired to her modest room at the monastery. The simplicity of the space, bare walls, a small wooden bed, and a single candle casting a soft glow, seemed to echo the clarity she felt in her heart. Lying down, she stared at the wooden beams above her, silently making a promise to herself. She would honor her grandmother's teachings not as a private secret, but as a treasure to uplift others. The 7 sacred plants, symbols of youth and vitality, would become more than remedies. They would become seeds of hope, growth, and renewal in the lives she touched. The next morning, Rosa awoke to the golden fingers of sunlight streaming through her window. For the first time in years, she felt completely rejuvenated, her body alive with energy and her mind clear as the morning sky. She leaped out of bed with a newfound vigor and approached the window, where the sight of the sun rising majestically over the distant mountains filled her with awe. Below, in the monastery garden, Maria was already hard at work, lovingly preparing fresh herbs. Catching sight of Rosa, Maria waved and called out warmly, "Good morning, dear. How do you feel today?" "Incredible," Rosa exclaimed as she stepped into the dewy grass. "I can't believe how different I feel. How alive." Maria chuckled knowingly. "These plants are powerful allies," she said, "but their magic only works in harmony with a balanced life. Proper nourishment, a peaceful mind, and a grateful heart. The real challenge, though, begins when you return to the world outside these mountains. Old habits have a way of creeping back in, Rosa." As they moved into the cozy kitchen, its air filled with the comforting scent of herbs and spices, Rosa hesitated before asking, "Grandma, do you think I could bring this knowledge to my friends in Shanghai? Many of them are burdened with stress, just like I was." Maria paused, her eyes twinkling with wisdom. "Of course, my dear. Knowledge is like a flame. It grows brighter the more it is shared. But remember, every person's journey is unique. What works for you may not work for another, and that's okay. Your task is not to impose but to inspire." Rosa nodded, deeply moved by Maria's words. As they prepared breakfast together, Maria offered further guidance, her hands deftly gathering ingredients. "When you return home, create a sanctuary of calm in your space. Even a simple corner with a few plants and a meditation cushion can become a powerful refuge from the chaos of the city. And start a journal. Write about the plants you use and how your body responds. Over time, This practice will keep you grounded and adaptable. Rosa listened intently, already envisioning how she could transform her urban apartment into a sanctuary of peace. As Maria's words washed over her, she felt the weight of responsibility and the thrill of purpose intertwining. This wasn't just about healing herself, it was about igniting a ripple effect of well-being in her community. As the morning unfolded, Rosa realized how profoundly her life had already begun to change. These weren't merely lessons in herbal medicine. They were lessons in how to live a life of meaning, connection, and intention. Rosa turned to Maria one last time, her voice steady and filled with resolve. "Thank you for everything, Grandma. These 7 sacred plants have given me more than health. They've given me a mission." Maria gently handed Rosa a small, delicately wrapped bundle, her eyes glistening with pride and hope. "Here," she said softly, "I've brought you some of the 7 sacred plants. These will be enough for you to begin your new practice. Remember, my dear, you can always call or write to me if you need guidance or encouragement." The weight of the moment was not lost on Rosa, who cradled the gift with reverence, her heart swelling with gratitude and resolve. She embraced her grandmother tightly, the familiar scent of sage and lavender filling her senses, anchoring her in the love and wisdom of generations past. As Rosa stepped into the waiting taxi, she cast one last look through the rear window. There stood Maria, poised and radiant, a living testament to the strength and vitality she so often spoke of. The sight etched itself deeply into Rosa's mind, a symbol of resilience and the enduring power of intention. In that fleeting moment, Rosa realized that she carried far more than a few herbs. She carried a legacy, a new lens through which to view life, health, and the passage of time. Returning to the bustling streets of Shanghai, Rosa felt a striking contrast between her serene days at the monastery and the unrelenting pace of city life. Yet, this time, she met the chaos with an unshakable calm. The tiny balcony of her apartment, once neglected, transformed into a sanctuary. She arranged pots of herbs with care, creating a miniature garden of healing and hope. Weeks turned into months as Rosa integrated the sacred plants into her daily routine, their presence a constant reminder of her grandmother's teachings. Her mornings began with a quiet meditation, followed by a vibrant smoothie infused with the vitality of goji berries and elderberries. Midday brought moments of reprieve as she sipped lotus tea beneath the canopy of a nearby park, her senses attuned to the whispers of nature. As the city lights flickered outside her window at night, she found solace in a warm cup of ginkgo tea blended with sage and mulberry, its earthy aroma enveloping her like a protective embrace. The changes in Rosa were impossible to ignore. Her colleagues marveled at her newfound poise, her glowing complexion, and the quiet confidence that seemed to emanate from her. When they inquired about her secret, Rosa shared her grandmother's wisdom with an enthusiasm that was both infectious and inspiring. Gradually, she became a beacon of wellness in her workplace, organizing meditation sessions during breaks and introducing her co-workers to simple, nourishing recipes. She even persuaded her boss to transform the rooftop into a lush herb garden, a testament to the growing impact of her journey. A year after leaving the monastery, Rosa received an unexpected call. Her grandmother's familiar voice carried both excitement and a sense of purpose. "Rosa, my dear, I've been thinking," Maria began. "Would you join me in writing a book about the 7 sacred plants and the Buddhist principles of health and longevity? I believe the world is ready for this wisdom, and together, we can make a difference." Tears welled in Rosa's eyes as she replied, "Grandma, nothing would make me happier. Let's share this gift with others." Their collaboration became a labor of love, weaving Maria's traditional knowledge with Rosa's modern experiences. The book resonated deeply with readers, offering a lifeline to those yearning for balance and vitality amidst the demands of contemporary life. Letters poured in from across the world, each one a testament to the transformative power of their message. As Rosa reflected on her journey, she realized the profound transformation she had undergone. The sacred plants were more than just tools for health. They were symbols of living intentionally, embracing each moment with mindfulness and grace. Looking out from her apartment window, now framed by vibrant green leaves, Rosa smiled. She knew that no matter where life led her, the wisdom of the 7 sacred plants and the unwavering love of her grandmother would always guide her. Sitting down to a simple meal one evening, Rosa felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude. "Thank you, Grandma, for everything you've taught me," she murmured, her voice thick with emotion. Maria's words echoed in her heart. "The plants are but a beginning, Rosa. The true transformation lies in how you choose to live. mindfully, generously, and with a heart open to the world. Share what you've learned, and in doing so, you'll light the way for others. With renewed determination, Rosa vowed to honor her grandmother's legacy by continuing to grow, share, and inspire. She knew that every person touched by the wisdom of the 7 sacred plants would carry forward a ripple of healing and hope. This was not just her story. It was a movement, one that bridged tradition and modernity, past and future, and ultimately, the enduring power of love. That night, as Rosa prepared to settle into her simple yet serene room at the monastery, a profound sense of tranquility enveloped her. The cool mountain air brushed softly against her face as she lit a small candle by her bedside, its flickering light casting gentle shadows on the ancient stone walls. This was not just another evening. It felt like the calm before a transformative journey. Rosa's heart brimmed with a mixture of calm determination and quiet enthusiasm. She knew that the path she was about to tread would be challenging, filled with moments of doubt and discomfort. But alongside those fears lay a thrilling hope, the possibility of profound change, not only for herself but also for those she cared about deeply. As she lay down on the firm yet comforting bed, she clasped her hands together and whispered a silent promise to herself and the universe. She would carry forward the timeless wisdom imparted by her grandmother, paired with the sacred gift of these 7 powerful plants, not just as secrets to youth and vitality, but as tools for healing, sharing, and giving back to the world. The first light of dawn crept through the monastery's window, bathing Rosa's face in a golden glow. She stirred awake, greeted by a wave of refreshment, unlike anything she had felt in years. It was not just a physical sensation. Her spirit felt lighter, as though a weight she hadn't even realized she was carrying had been gently lifted. She leaped from her bed, her bare feet meeting the cool floor as she rushed to the window. The sight before her was breathtaking, the sun's rays spilling over the rugged mountain peaks, painting the world in hues of gold and amber. Below, the garden buzzed with quiet activity. Maria, her grandmother, was already awake, tending to the fragrant herbs with a practiced hand. Spotting Rosa, Maria looked up with a warm smile and gestured for her to come down. "Good morning, my love," Maria called as Rosa approached the garden. Her voice was a melody of kindness and strength. "How did you sleep?" "Incredible," Rosa responded, her voice tinged with disbelief and joy. "I can't remember the last time I felt this rested and energized. It's like I've been renewed overnight." Maria chuckled knowingly. "The plants have already begun their work. But remember, my dear, they are not magic. They are allies, a gift from the earth that must be nurtured with balance, mindfulness, and respect. The true test will not be here in this sanctuary of peace. It will come when you return to the chaos of city life, where the noise and demands can so easily pull you back into old, harmful habits." Rosa's face grew thoughtful. "Maria," she began, stepping into the fragrant kitchen filled with dried herbs hanging from the beams, "do you think I could share this knowledge with others? My friends in Shanghai are also overwhelmed by stress. They work so hard, and they need something like this too." Maria paused, her eyes softening as she prepared a basket of fresh herbs for their breakfast. "Of course, dear. Knowledge is like a flame. It can light countless others without ever diminishing. Sharing this wisdom is not only a blessing, it is your responsibility. But remember, each soul is unique. What nourishes one may not resonate with another. Be a guide, not a savior. Show them the path, but let them walk it in their way." Rosa nodded slowly, taking in the depth of her grandmother's words. She realized that sharing these gifts wasn't just about handing over information. It was about empowering others to rediscover their strength and harmony. As they worked side by side in the kitchen, Maria began offering practical advice on how Rosa could integrate the plants into her bustling urban life. "Start by creating a sacred space at home," Maria suggested, her voice soothing and full of wisdom. "It doesn't have to be grand, just a small corner with a few of these plants, a candle, and perhaps a meditation cushion. Let it be your refuge, a place where you can reconnect with your intentions amidst the noise of the city." Rosa's mind raced with ideas as she envisioned transforming a cozy nook in her apartment into this sanctuary of calm. "Also," Maria continued, "keep a journal. Write down the plants you use, how they make you feel, and any changes you notice. This will not only keep you mindful but also deepen your connection to yourself and the plants." As the morning unfolded, the two women prepared a simple yet nourishing breakfast, the scent of fresh herbs and warm tea filling the air. Rosa marveled at how much she had already learned, not just about the medicinal power of the plants, but about the essence of living with purpose and gratitude. She realized that these lessons were not just about health. They were about creating a life imbued with intention, harmony, and connection. "Thank you for everything, Maria," Rosa said, her voice trembling with emotion. "These plants are extraordinary, but what you've taught me goes far beyond them. I feel like I'm starting to understand what it truly means to live." If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 6 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Maria reached out, placing a weathered but tender hand on Rosa's cheek. "Remember, my dear, the plants are only tools. The true transformation lies in how you use them and in the choices you make every single day. Live with love, courage, and purpose, and you will find your way." At that moment, Rosa felt a deep swell of gratitude and resolve. She wasn't just leaving the monastery with a bundle of sacred plants. She was leaving with a renewed spirit and a profound mission, to heal not only herself but also to spread the light of wisdom, one seed, one soul at a time. Maria tenderly placed a small, carefully wrapped package into Rosa's hands, her eyes shining with a mix of pride and hope. "I brought you some of the 7 sacred plants," she said softly, her voice carrying the weight of generations of wisdom. "These will be enough to start your practice, Rosa. And remember, my dear, you're never alone. Call or write to me if you need guidance. I'm always here for you." Rosa's heart swelled as she embraced her grandmother, feeling a rush of emotions. Gratitude, love, and a quiet but powerful determination. She knew the road ahead would be anything but easy, yet her resolve had never been stronger. As the taxi began to pull away from the tranquil monastery, Rosa looked back through the rear window. There stood Maria, steadfast and radiating an almost ethereal energy, her form a beacon of strength and vitality. Rosa's chest tightened as she realized she was leaving with far more than a simple bundle of herbs. She was carrying the profound gift of a new way of seeing the world, a perspective rooted in harmony, resilience, and a deep appreciation for life's natural rhythms. When Rosa returned to the buzzing chaos of Shanghai, the once frenetic pace of the city seemed to slow. What had previously overwhelmed and drained her now felt like a manageable hum in the background, balanced by the serenity she had cultivated. Her small apartment, which had always felt like a mere stopover, suddenly transformed into a sanctuary. The neglected balcony that she once ignored became her cherished herb garden, a vibrant space brimming with life and potential. Over the following weeks and months, Rosa devoted herself to incorporating the 7 sacred plants into her daily routine. Each morning began with quiet meditation, grounding her spirit, followed by a revitalizing smoothie of goji berries and elderberries. Lunchtimes were now sacred moments, spent walking among the trees in the park with a steaming cup of lotus tea in hand. In the evenings, the soothing warmth of ginkgo tea mixed with sage and mulberry became her ritual, helping her transition peacefully into restorative sleep. It wasn't long before those around Rosa began to notice the transformation. Her colleagues marveled at her newfound calm, the clarity in her thoughts, and the radiant glow of her skin that seemed to reflect her inner peace. When asked about her secret, Rosa couldn't contain her enthusiasm. She shared her grandmother's teachings with anyone willing to listen, introducing them to the wisdom of the sacred plants and the power of mindful living. As her passion grew, Rosa became an unintentional leader in wellness at her workplace. She organized lunchtime meditation sessions, introduced her colleagues to nourishing recipes, and even spearheaded a project to cultivate a rooftop herb garden at the office. What started as a personal journey began to ripple outward, touching the lives of everyone around her. A year after leaving the monastery, Rosa received an unexpected call from Maria. Her grandmother's voice, warm and filled with excitement, carried a proposal that sent waves of joy through Rosa's heart. "Rosa, dear," Maria said, "I've been thinking. What if we collaborated on a book about the 7 sacred plants and the Buddhist principles of health and longevity? Imagine how many lives we could touch with this knowledge." Rosa felt tears well up in her eyes as she replied, "Oh, Grandma, I would love that. It would be an honor to share your wisdom with the world." Together, the two women embarked on a new chapter of their lives, weaving ancient traditions and modern insights. Their book became a beacon for countless readers seeking balance and renewal in the chaos of everyday life. Rosa's story was no longer just her own. It was a testament to the enduring power of family, the wisdom of the past, and the infinite potential for transformation that lies within us all. As we come to the end of this heartfelt journey, Let's take a moment to reflect on Rosa's transformation and the profound wisdom she gained from her grandmother. What resonated with you the most? Was it the timeless value of family bonds, the healing power of nature, or the importance of finding balance in a chaotic world? We'd love to hear your thoughts. What is one thing you've learned from Rosa's story that you're inspired to bring into your own life? Whether it's creating a peaceful daily routine, embracing mindfulness, or cultivating your sanctuary, share your insights in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please leave your comment below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel to join us on more journeys of wisdom, growth, and inspiration. Your support means the world to us. Herb Sparkles.